have to know it's happening, just on the balance of probabilities that it's the result of a crime. What I see is that these cops are in fact, to a large degree, committing gross negligence their entire career. That's fraud, it's a crime. We should be able to go in, and if we can prove, finally what I want to do is create a court, and within that court find that one cop who really needs correction, and establish that 3 times at least he has threatened to arrest someone for obstruction of justice for not producing government-issued ID. A cop who's done that 3 times, I would establish that he has been perverting the course of justice. His entire career has been grossly negligent. We should be able to take all of his property and give it to the poor. And we do that once to one cop, oh, you watch them change their ways.
I might have your cop.
Yeah? Yeah. We've got to get the court happening first, and when all is said and done, if we bring this forward in a manner where we tell the cops, once we get there, we're beating you up, we lose. They've got to see us doing this so that we can be saving them from the lawyers. Because cops don't like lawyers any more than we do, you know.
So it really doesn't matter the amount of time that lapses. I'm at the point now of seeking Republic, thank you, Notary Public, to finish that off and then send it off. So it's been a few months since
I would put all my ducks in a row so that I could go to the cops, to an RC, and I would say, here's my information, here's the charge under section 337, and I want them charged. And that's how you light a fire there, I think.
Do you mind speaking about your demand that you made to the Minister of Transport in addendum? And can it apply to other, well, documents, passports?
When I was going through that, I was kind of angry, and I was looking at one course of action. And since then, I have not made my demand because I decided to bring it down a little bit. And I'm talking to people like this, making movies, and then I'm putting that out and showing them, fine, keep me off the plane. I'm just going to go around, plant seeds all over the place. And all these people are going to be traveling without their permanent license and being free men. Plus, in order to, the gears of government grind kind of slowly, eh? And unless you have a court order, and that court has men with guns who will come and enforce that order, they're not too scared of us. And I don't have that court yet in place, and I don't have the foundation necessary to bring enough fear to the, not fear, concern that they do the right thing, liability with the federal court. So I'm giving that a week or two, and then I'm going to be serving them a notice of understanding and intent, and bringing them to the point where they either bring forth their argument, make it articulable, or they're liable for extortion and conspiracy after the fact. But I don't want to do that. It's too easy. Dude, destruction is easy. Conflict is easy. Any idiot with a cup of sugar can destroy the work of a team of engineers just by putting it in the gas tank. Trying to create something better, I think, is a little harder. And I didn't want to come out swinging with it.
If the court's a de facto court, could we not just have our association, do the thing with the peace officers thing, rent out a room, put a sign on it, say it's the World Freeman Organization Court, and
then that court would have power within your organization, and you could do it that way.
We don't have to tell them that we don't have authorization over them.
No, it's not about authorization. And when it all boils down to it, if we want a court that allows us to control the existing operators of the existing courts, the existing cops, we need people with guns who will descend on them, take their property, leave them ashamed, naked on the street. And we don't have to do it to a bunch, but just to demonstrate that we can do that. We need a court that is going to be acceptable to all people, whether they're a judge, whether they're a cop, whether they're a lawyer. It's going to have to be the kind of court where people look at it and go, I've got no argument with that, and I'm scared shitless. You can go out and get a bunch of farmers, call yourself a court, but if the sheriff does not say, yes, I see a court and I will serve it, and so will all my deputies, they'll laugh at you. So the goal is to generate and convene a proper court that they cannot dispute. What I was looking at doing, the way I look at it, I want a court that starts with faith, ends with peace. And in between there is honor, justice, and truth. So I see 5 people acting as justices of the peace or judges, 5 adjudicators sitting on one bench. If we had these 5 adjudicators, and the way I look at it, there's peace, honor, justice, truth, peace. Or no?
Faith.
Yeah, faith first, then truth, justice, honor, peace. And the people that I see sitting in these, I already know who they are. And they are people who, the woman I would put in the position of faith, 76-year-old grandma with bigger balls than all the men in this room, man. Oh, she is one tough cookie.
She's a newfie. She's a newfie, that's who she is.
Do you know her?
Yeah, I do.
What's her name?
Her name's Pat Durrell.
What?
Pat Durrell, Patricia Durrell.
No, her name is, Lorna. And I would be drawing her. She is a commissioner, so I'm drawing from the pool of existing government agents. So now the government can't bitch because, hey, you're there. And if you say no, fine, I get to go out and I get to now find a drunk on the street or a farmer or whoever. But you can't say you weren't invited. Truth, I'm inviting someone from the Notary Society. So again, they either accept the invitation or they say no, but it's taught in the Bible. If they say no to your invitation, you go down to the street, you find the lowest of the low, you raise them up. You bring them to the party. The justice, I know a judicial justice of the peace, he operates in and for the province of British Columbia now, but we could easily raise him up and say, listen, we want you to act as justice in this court where we want to we want to judicially determine the action of the existing judges. He would rise up for that. This guy has a heart of love that loves justice. Well, you're not going to turn this guy away from justice at all. And then for honor, I would choose a lawyer I know who is one of the most honorable people I know, disgusted with what the law society and the courts have become, but still more than willing to stand. And the peace point, I know a peace officer, a cop. And we call all those 5 people, they say, no, fine, you were called, you said no, we get to replace you. If you say yes, none of these people, none of the groups, the way I look at it, I'm skimming the cream off all these groups. The rest of them, screw you. We're going to be judging the cops, but on this panel, there is going to be a cop. But he's a damn good cop, a really good cop. And then we're going to have a court with a clerk and a jury, and then we ask the sheriff, because in the Sheriff's Act in BC, it states very plainly that he is a sheriff of every court in British Columbia. It doesn't say every existing court. It doesn't say every government-convened court. Every court in British Columbia. Create a court, he will say yes. So that's my goal. Wait till you see it. It's going to be so sweet. They're not going to be able to do squat. Okay, 3 more questions and we're done here. Go ahead.
His name is not Jesus, is it?
What's that?
Just checking.
You know what? People ask me, do you believe in Jesus? I said, yes, of course I believe in Jesus. They say, why aren't you more like him? I said, because I'm not Jesus. And I believe in me too. Go ahead. Oh, thank you, brother. He's taking such good care of me.
How does a freeman on the land stay employed and continue to maintain the job that he once needed a social insurance number to get?
If you need a social insurance number for that job, say you actually work for the government as a post office man or a soldier or something like that, you might need it. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you're there. It's when they try taking it outside of that and do it all the time, that's where I see the deception. I helped a mailman who wanted to be a freeman on the land, but he didn't want to lose his job as a federal employee. Is that you?
No, I mean, I want to be a freeman on the land. Like, I don't want to be associated with the number. I believe that potentially there are things that are done while I carry that number that I don't agree with.
Why do you need the number?
I'm a realtor and I need
okay, fair enough.
Number number or otherwise my